Good morning, and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folani. Hope you had a great weekend. Okay, we've got two subject matters that we'll be talking about today. One will be the local council elections, and that will be after this. But the other is a heartwarming story. You know, that's the way I think of it. And I'm thinking about the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, where, you know, students, it's not for the first time, but students will actually be taking that examination, and that's not news, but it is when we come to the visually challenged. In short, people living with disability, they seem to be fully inculcated now, and this is been at the end of a long time advocacy. Anyhow, the expert, our friend, Dr. Jake Ekwele, CEO and founder, the Albino Foundation Africa, is our guest, and he'll be talking about that landmark. Good morning, Jake.
Morning, Brother Flori. Good to hear from you. I haven't heard from you for a very long time, but Jake, I like your voice.
As far as you are concerned, two weeks. I haven't heard from you in a very long time. If it is 2-3 weeks, but it's a delight. It's a delight to connect with you. So let's talk a bit about the JAMB examination as well as the UTME. Examinations coming on. It's heartwarming, isn't it? That would you say, when people say it's not yet Uhuru, is it Uhuru in this case? That is to say, people with disabilities, things are getting progressively better, so much so that in the region of 501 such students will actually be taking part in the matriculation exam? Talk to me about that, please.
I think I would I agree with you that things are getting better. You know, for Larry, sometimes when you start something, it can be frustrating if you're not getting a quick result.
That's right.
This is very heartwarming because in 2008, I had a meeting with the then registrar of JAMB, and we began to talk about special examination and all that. And it took another 8 years or thereabout or more before it came to fruition. You know, yeah, it took as much as that. The current registrar, who is a very pragmatic, proactive visionary, without even talking to me, picked up the idea, and they started in 2017, and I was co-opted about 4 years ago.
Okay.
As part of the invigilating team, and things have really gotten better. We've had the first regional conference, an African conference, and now we're planning a world conference on the equal opportunity in education. All the vision of Professor Oluyede. This is one remarkable Nigerian who have done Nigeria very proud. And he has given us everything. I think Prof seems to be more interested in this exam more than he's interested in the non-persons with disability exam. He has given us everything we need to make sure that it's successful, whether it's technology. There are well over 30 to 40 professors that have been brought together to administer this special examination. It's a remarkable milestone achievement for us. Now, there's going to be more than 501. I think my press release had said 501, but I just discovered this morning there's going to be much more than that.
Okay.
That will be participating in the exams across 11 centers. Simultaneously.
Sorry, these 11 centers, actually it was established first, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around 2023. And these 11 centers, we've been working with those. Is that still the case? Is it 11 centers because they need to be specially equipped? Talk to me a bit about the difference between centers for these special people and the regular old centers where they used to conduct these examinations?
Brilliant question. Yes, currently we have 11 centers. There's plan to spread it across the country. I'm looking forward to when we will have each centers in every location, but right now it's not possible. So what Oluyede and Professor Okebulola, who is my chairman, and Brother Fulari, I don't know what Professor Okebulola sees in me that he feels that I should lead. So I'm now his second deputy chairman, Okay. And so the idea is to have a particular location where we will bring people within that region to participate in that location. So if you say, let's say you're talking about Lagos, so you have a number of states around Lagos coming together in Lagos for them to participate in the examination, because the number is not as huge as the number of Nigerians. So it's a small number that we're dealing with. So we can't spread centers just like we have in the normal JAMB exam where you have centers everywhere, Okay. So yeah, we bring people together in a certain region to participate in a particular center. Centers like Abuja would house most of the North Central. There are other centers within the North Central that is too far from Abuja. Now, the interesting thing that Professor Oluyede and his team and us, the JEOG members, are doing is that we bring in these candidates at our own cost, at the cost of JAMB. We put them in a very good hotel. They are well fed. And then they are brought to these centers to take this exam. They are taken back with gifts. Professor Oluyede will give them gifts. Sometimes it's braille, sometimes it's laptop, other times it's what they need. The environments are different. It's all-inclusive environment.
Yes.
So you find RAM, you find all the technology that they need to ensure that they participate in the exam. The only thing that is not different is that the examination questions and the process are the same. There's no preferential treatment. No preferential treatment. In fact, ours is trickier. And we have gotten more results from these individuals with disability than we have gotten. The facts are there. I'm not trying to make up anything. They have performed accreditably well. Creditably well, even much more than people who are not persons with disability. Yes, yeah. So now, Prof goes the extra mile with the team. We don't just guide these students to pass their exams. And he's a mixed student. It's not just persons who are visually impaired. You have persons with albinism, my own community. You have the Down syndrome. You have autism. We have all kinds of, even the people who have suffered one form of post-traumatic syndrome are there. They get extra time, they get extra care. I am personally in my center in charge of their healthcare and media relations. And you'll agree with me that this year is different because we've got a lot of cooperation of media houses. And I want to dare say that TVC is one of them. And you have not asked us to pay a dime, just like every other media houses.
Well, thank you.
I wanted to underscore that.
Indeed, thank you very much. We always will do whatever we can in this regard. It's interesting that in spite of the challenges that these special people are handling and managing, there will be no breaks, so to speak. When it comes to the academic side of matters, it's going to be, the questions will be the same. The way, of course, that a blind student will know what the questions are, of course, will be that he will read it. And to read it, he will be reading with his fingers, aka Braille. So does this...
Brother Fulani, no, not only that. Sorry to cut you short. It's a special exam, so there's special procedure. So we have trained individuals by JAMB.
Okay.
We do have an operating manual. Maybe I will share that manual with you after this program. It's very robust, very intense. So we have people who will read the questions to them, exactly what they see in the question paper. Nothing. They don't help them to understand, to explain it. No. They will read the question. They can read that question at least 3 times until they get it. And then they allow them to answer. And they take their answer for them. No, it's one process, I can guarantee you, Polari, that is void of any exam malpractices. It has never happened in all the centers.
But thank you very much, Jake. But the reason I asked is that, I've seen people who are, visual.
It's a very strict, very restrictive process because it's a smaller exam. So JAMB is able to really navigate, and it's been very successful, very, very, very successful in terms of implementation.
How many years have we been running this program now?
Since 2017. Since 2017. Every year is getting better and is getting bigger. And Prof. Oluyede is getting more enthusiastic about it. And he goes out of the way to make sure every available resources are provided. The candidates are fed both in the hotel and during breaks in the examination hall.
So arrangements for this would have started some time back, because you've just explained people have to get themselves together from a few locations to meet efficiently in one central place, and so all of that takes organizing.
This is the most elaborate committee that I've ever been part of. We meet virtually every 2 weeks, round the clock. It is, of course, if you know Professor Okebulola, is a no-nonsense person. No nonsense. Meetings, it's our meeting. Let me tell you, my brother, meetings starts 5 minutes to the time, and meeting ends exactly the time. Prof is very thorough. It doesn't entertain, doesn't mean he's not flexible. He's flexible. But it takes a lot of planning, and he supervises everything. Yes, he delegates, but he supervises everything to make sure that everything is at its peak. So we don't just come during exam to meet. No way. We've been meeting, and even immediately after this exam, we'll do a post-mortem, and then we'll start meeting for 2026. It's careful methodology, methodological. Sorry, I missed my tenses. Exactly. Yeah. My brother.
Very methodical. Very, very methodical.
This is my 4th TV interview today.
Wow. Wow. Well, you yourself, you're a man of passion when it comes to your beloved community. You've, in fact...
I still have about 3 more to do today. So I've been up. Prof started texting me as early as 4 a.m. He's on top of things. He's traveling from Lagos to Benin, from Benin to Enugu, all today. No private jet.
Yes. Now when these youths that come for this examination, do some of them, in fact, I imagine all of them would need, what is the word now? The word I'm looking for would be chaperoning if they were women, but they're not women. They're not young ladies. But
AIDS.
Right? AIDS.
Yes. Yes, yes. Although they have. Okay, very good question, Falari. Everything we do times two.
Okay.
Every
Okay.
plan
Okay.
times two, especially for the visually impaired, is always times two. So you have their aids, but we do not allow their aids to enter the examination hall with them.
Okay.
You know why?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
It stands to reason.
the professors have on their own voluntarily becomes the aid to some of these individuals until they finish. Their aides are then comes in, escort them to the dining area. If it's time for eating, they will then go. There are break times, there's water, there are all kinds of provision to make them very comfortable. So it's a very comfortable environment. In Abuja, we are the Open University headquarters. They open up their door, air-conditioned environment, accessible environment. It is amazing.
Okay. Well done, Brother Jake and Professor Okebulola and all the other, people who are working on this. A lot of people will be able to understand when we're speaking about visually challenged. There are many challenges that brave Nigerians are, working through. What's the situation with people who are hearing challenged?
Yeah, we have some. In fact, the appropriate term is just like the appropriate term for the legally blind is the blind. That's the appropriate term.
Yes.
The appropriate term for hard in hearing is the deaf.
Okay.
You can call them deaf.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we accommodate them, knowing fully well they are also required. They require some assistance and technology and all that. Most of the things we do are technology driven. So we have technology that relates to individual needs, including some technology for the visually impaired. If there was a time that there was a need to introduce some form of magnifying glasses, but right now we don't need them because we have systems that you can magnify on its own, Yeah, so we do make sure that we create the needs or the solution to the needs of everyone that is in the examination hall, including psychological needs. I go around, make sure that they are okay. I ensure that the teachers treat them with utmost respect. You cannot disrespect any of them, even when they are some sort of uncontrollable. They are trained to manage the situation, And I can tell you, Brother Flori, if I discover any invigilator, whether it's a Professor Emeritus, who is not behaving kindly to them, I will call for the removal of that individual immediately.
It's not even likely to happen, given the level of enlightenment, unless you know different.
It has never.
Yes.
Carefully choose people that are passionate, that are loving, that truly reflects the vision of Professor Ishak Oluyede.
There's an exam today? Is there an exam today?
The exam is going on right now. Once I leave here, I'm running back to the examination hall and we'll be there till 6, 7, 8 o'clock today until everything is done. They go back to their hotel. Tomorrow morning, I have literally moved, except one interview, I've literally moved most of my interviews today, being the opening day. By tomorrow, I will not be available for elaborate interview. So because my passion is in serving these wonderful Nigerians.
Indeed. And that's why I said it's really heartwarming, the distance we've come and the These all we've been speaking about seem to be the global standard, international best practices. It seems to me that those are what you're modeling your modus operandi on.
Yes. I think I'm not too certain, but I think this is the first of its kind in the world. That's why we have done African conference. It was successful. We are going to do global conference, and look at me. Professor Okebulola wouldn't let me rest. He chose me as the chairman of the global conference, committee.
Fittingly so. Knowing your passion, fittingly so. Well,
yeah. So, Brother Fulani, it's. I think I want to say this, that maybe it could also be a missed opportunity that our president and the presidency is not weighing in on this, because this is a huge achievement for this government. You know me, when they do well, I will say it. When they don't do well, I will also say it. But this is a pat in the back for the president, the kind of support that he gives to Professor Oluyede to do this.
Thank you very much for what you've just said, because I was going to add that bit that Mr. President, he's always passionate about these kinds of human capital development, and I'm sure he doesn't exclude Nigerians with special needs from that objective. So,
Brother Fulani, I've said this at every forum that I don't agree with them in everything they do. But one thing I doff my hat for, and I can take my hat off, is the fact that this president is a very compassionate individual. He means well for the most vulnerable. It's just that he can't be everywhere. But in terms of his heart for people, I know that. I haven't experienced it as a person, but I've seen people that experienced it. And I'll give it to him.
Well, Brother Jake, I want to thank you very much for, stopping by, CEO, founder, Albino Foundation, for stopping by and letting us know about these things. That's why the first thing I said was that this is
heartwarming. We'll change our name. We will change our name. We are Tough Africa. We used to be called the Albino Foundation when we were catering for just persons with albinism.
Okay,
but we've scaled up our services. Yes. So it's Tough Africa. Tough simply means the All Right Foundation. I really don't like people calling us the All Right Foundation. I just call us Tough Africa, and that's it. TAF Africa.
Thank you very much, as always, Dr. Jake Ekpele. Thank you very much for coming on and sharing this heartwarming news with us. This is the direction of Nigeria. It's like Nigeria will be leading, can lead, even in this field of education. Thank you very much, Dr. Pele.
Thank you for keeping your voice. My brother, no matter how old we are, the voice is never old. And you are evident, you have proven everybody that in spite of our age, we can keep our voice. And you are a fantastic journalist. I doff my hat for you.
You're so very kind.